no. Okay, we're alive. Holy crap. Okay. Just like
What
that.
up, everybody? We are back. We are back twice in a row. Same t-shirt vibes going on. Heavy on the self-love. What's up? As you can see, I got the hostess with the mostest. Jerry Capizzuto, head of the Sound Path movement. Sound Path bringing together truth-seeking artists of all kinds, but definitely musicians in various ways, especially festivals, annual festivals. Next will be Soundpath number what?
To this year,
Dose.
2026 online, we are sending amazing artists like you to other conferences and festivals so that SoundPath doesn't have to, you know, just frankly, it's not financially sustainable right now for us to do an annual festival every year. And so we're going to be online mostly this year and just sending our musicians and artists to other venues. So you're going to be Soul Expression and Tensi of Ufulu Child are going to be performing at Exit and Build this year in November in Sovereignty Ranch, which you visited today.
And Soundpath got us there. Okay, Soundpath got Ufulu Child in the building. Now, of course, after Jerry introduced me to John Bush, that's German Bush, not British Bush. He likes to point out. Okay, it's not the Bush family that you know. Uh, after she introduced us, I definitely, made it a point to actually meet the guy and learn a little bit about who he was. And I've become friends with John, and so I also partially got us there along with Tensi. But Jerry Soundpath is 80% of us getting in through that door, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be super amazing. If you have not heard of Exit and Build, it's a conference slash music festival slash workshops um conference at Sovereignty Ranch that and I'm gonna put that on the screen that brings together people interested in not only dealing with moving the moving into a private jurisdiction, becoming embodying a private civilian versus a public citizen. Um, but also building our own systems of communication, technology, like invention slash distribution of technologies and resources, and building our own networks of people to get various projects done, including the project of making like a whole new America from the inside out. It's really, really
Yeah.
great. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and I think that it's so important that those in the natural law community, like you and Tensi, go into these festivals and conferences that talk about parallel system building, because whatever we're going to build next, it has to be on the foundation of natural law, of objective morality, because 250 years ago, when this country was, ideally founded on, rebelling against the British Crown, they replaced monarchy with democracy. And so, as we now know, if those are familiar with the works of like Lark and Rose, the Most Dangerous Superstition book, which I highly recommend if folks haven't already read it, we and just others, Jeremy Locke, End of All Evil.
My
there
favorite book.
yeah, so there are systems of control in these in government, in gubernari mentis, mind control. That's what government is. It's a form of mind control, and so which is not founded on objective morality. And so
Right.
what we need is, if we're going to build some sort of anarchist intentional community utopia with a regenerative farm, that's great, using like alternative bartering system currencies or whatever.
Hmm.
It that that's all well and good, but it has to be based on objective morality. What are your thoughts on this idea?
Absolutely. Well, and the world at large coming into contact with the ideas that can burst their bubbles of what they think morality is of more importance than a small group of individuals exiting and building their own thing. Even if all of those individuals are on point with their worldview when it comes to the topic of morality, if the rest of the world is not, then that small group of people, once past a certain threshold of a number of people, becomes dangerous to the establishment. And if they become dangerous to the establishment and the establishment has 9 billion more guns and 10 trillion more bullets, then
And
that
flock drones.
community is dead.
Yeah.
So,
Y-
that's
Yeah.
that's the basic thing of what I think about that is you're 100% right that the people that are exiting and building have to exit and build on a foundation of objective morality, but also the higher priority. Not that they can't happen simultaneously, but the higher priority is that the education of what morality is, how we got so enslaved as a human family, and what to do about that is first, is principle.
Yeah, and this is why I think it's so important for us to send the highest rhetoricians, which are
Mm-hmm.
musicians, in my opinion. I think incorporating, melody, rhythm into the messaging is, yeah, just the highest form of rhetoric. And I want to see natural law musicians in every Truth and Freedom festival there is out there. I want to see any adjacent truther communities, whether it be, like I said, regenerative farming, parallel system building, like what Exit and Build is about, what Confluence is about, alternative health. I we were just talking before we started recording. I'm networking with the ET research and Contact E community. I'm connecting with SRA survivor community. I'm connecting with Bigfooters. I went to a
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot conference. Boy, is that community like definitely heavy
They're
infiltration
still
from
alive.
government. Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
oh,
gonna
oh, yeah, yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
mention the conference or the presenter, but what I will
Okay.
say is there was a whole day of witnesses saying, yeah, this is what I saw in the woods. There was this, hairy creature or whatever. There's the, cast of the footprint that I found. And then there's this dude who, had a government job way back in the day and suddenly came upon investors. And now he's like this, like, $1 million documentarian talking
Mm-hmm.
about how Bigfoot's probably just like tall people in the woods. And I'm just like, really? Like,
Yeah, no.
so anyway, so I think what,
Yeah.
like, in each of these communities,
Mm-hmm.
there's a common thread of distrust of government, distrust of man-made
Yes.
authority, distrust of the medical industrial complex, distrust of
The
just
military
these
industrial
systems of
complex.
control. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, it's working. Like, I'm just going to say this on a live because I don't give a fuck. Like, someone from Space Force came to the event at Soundpath in New Hampshire that we had, and it's because of the cross community building that I'm doing actively
Yeah.
with the ET research community, and how we get out of these algorithms, where we want to avoid being a natural law echo chamber. Like, we need to
Yes.
go across and like get into in front of these other audiences with natural law. That's how we go viral as a message. And I'm not religious about this. If anything, I consider natural law to be anti-religious. It's
Mm-hmm.
spiritual rather than religious. It's a concept that
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep. Absolutely. And I love the point that you made about bringing the best rhetoricians, which you named as the musicians, the poets, the creatives, and allowing some space for them to construct attention grabbers around the information. It doesn't mean they're the only distributors of the information. We need the boring academic types to talk to the boring academic types. We need the creative types to bring the message to a broader more digestible audience. We need the people that are great with wording things for children to make the children's books and the cartoons and the, you know what I mean? Um I love that point. That's very, very, very on point. And as an example, because I am a rhetorician, and I love that label. I've never heard rhetorician before.
I made it up.
Stolen, stolen, mine now. Okay, you can't have it back, but you can use it for a small fee. Um, I say this in one of my recent songs that I wrote. I say, essentially, you hide your face behind your COVID mask, afraid to be exposed, but there's evidence you've met the inner portions of your soul and let it get corrupted for the fear of getting old, trying to kill your own reflection with the shadow from your clothes. But shadow work has made me see with greater clarity the parody propaganda imposes on reality. These poses, word fallacies, encrypted with malice streams of frequencies disrupting these balances. See the hypocrisies? I'm sorry. That ain't a word. I break too many rules sometimes for my own good, but I guess I just ain't scared of thinking outside the box, even if telling the truth elevate me beyond the crops, making me a target for the barrels of the evildoers. But awakening in the matrix means bullets can cease to move if I see the code and compute it. Teaching, coaching the youth and creating a million anomalous neos, poaching the booths, them loudspeakers, the views, them influenced, produced, cleansing cultural abuse, living open and blooming the future we want to see into existence, because you beginning of forgiveness. You know what
Wow.
I'm
Oh my gosh. You made
saying?
that look easy.
I've been
And,
writing for a while.
and you didn't even look at your notes. Like if I was to do that, I'd be like with my cell phone, like,
Well, I didn't
yeah.
come off the top of the head with it, but it's written down already. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that and then, you know, in there's unfortunately still a gangster rap thread in the satanic music industry. And it's a lot of like materialism,
Mm-hmm.
gender divide,
Yep.
just yeah, solipsism, I'm the best, kind of uh and they call that lyricism. Okay, like even if you're using fancy
Literary devices.
literary devices, it's
Mm-hmm.
still satanic. Like
Yeah.
I don't care how good it
Yeah, weird
sounds.
flex. Weird flex, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
the absolute best at being a douchebag or looking like you stand above people because of some digital symbols in your digital bank account or something like that. You've bought so heavily into the religion of monetary value that you think you're getting real value by getting monetary with monetary gain, right? And then you're trying to leverage how much more you have over what other people have, uh, uh, as a social status, and you think you have some real power. And then as soon as they threaten you with your blackmail material, you go ahead and you endorse Kamala Harris and or Donald Trump. I'm not I'm saying you participate in the bullshit as soon as they pull that blackmail card out. So yeah, and you're
Right.
supposed to be gangster, but whatever.
And honestly, like if it weren't for whistleblowers in the music industry talking about these, secret
Yeah.
society, blood oath rituals by musicians, and there's this whole like, I mean, I think Kevin Hart, uh, Dave Chappelle, other black Eddie Murphy, other black comedians were talking about how there's this humiliation ritual for black comedians where on Saturday Night Live they have to do a drag,
Routine.
skit.
Yep.
Right, to be initiated.
Mhm.
And there's just in every sort of entertainment industry. This is why, we need numbers. We need more. people doing this work. And
Yeah.
I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I could like work on, you know, an album just for me to put out, or I could create a festival system where a legacy of just making sure that we always have like a space to you know push out the natural law message. So I'm not the linchpin, or whoever's not the linchpin in it. It's completely, I want to act how I want to do what I say, and
Yeah.
I want to create that by a living example of, you know, for example, Cynthia Mitchell. She's going to represent SoundPath at Exit and Build this year. She's going to make sure, and I want to publicly thank Nick Haslam of Hum.Earth. He really helped fund SoundPath's sponsorship for SoundPath artists to go to Exit and Build. So, you know,
Shout out.
very, very blessed to have Nick and other amazing benefactors within the natural law community that do see what we're trying to build here. But yeah, like, you know, this idea of, you know, overtaking the frequency of the satanic music industry, entertainment industry. It's
Yeah.
like, and then entertainment, what's that? It's entrainment. It's
Yes.
training, it's programming us through entertaining. It's you know, you're
Conditioning.
just casually just watching something, not paying attention, and it's just seeping into your subconscious, and and then you suddenly like, and I want to plug you know, your two you know, recent podcasts on the
Oh
religion
yeah.
of monetary value, part 3 and 4. We got to make sure that
Man.
folks watch those. And just, yeah, like I think materialism, especially, is a means of satanic control, not just government. And, you know,
Yeah.
materialism is for the sheep. If you're willing to, uh, I am right now podcasting from my RV. I am invincible. No, I cannot be bought, and I've proven that, you know? And it's like when you get to that level within yourself where you can just know that you can never be bought, there's a freedom there.
Absolutely. I just wanted to point this out because you brought it up. This is the on my YouTube channel. This playlist right here, the religion of monetary value, is the second. You know, it's on the playlist tab, and this video that's gonna pop up. This one right here, part three. Okay, you got part one, part two, part four, part three. Part three is what you send people. This is the one, you guys. This is the one. I'm wearing a blue T-shirt. Okay. just wanted to just wanted to shamelessly plug that real quick because you brought it up, and I am so happy about that video. That's the one from that I did 2 days ago. But it's yeah, it's it's on point. And then the one from today, part four, is also you know, it's like the deepening from part three. Part three, you get the details, you get the explanation. Um, how the religion of monetary value, the mother is the mother of all religions, and how that births by necessity, as soon as it is accepted by a society, the father of all religions, which is the religion of government or the religion of governance. Because obviously governance takes a bunch of different forms: monarchy, empire, tribal elders, priest class, you know, religion, or theocracy, um, and then government, like political, civic government. What we have today, the monetary value religion gives birth to the latter, and I explain all of that in part three. Very cookie cutter, very third grade reading level, maybe not third, very fifth grade reading level, and um, digestible, but also in a way that may cause people to ask the right questions about their own belief system. And then part four, today I talk about how, you know, first of all, if money is not real, then debt is simply a representation of something that should eventually happen. but we're putting people in cages as debtors, and that's a real punishment being enforced for a fictitious value system. You know, fictitious value being paid with real punishment or real torture or real death often. So, you know, I talk about that. I don't want to spoil it, but talk about that in today's episode. So, yeah, man, just wanted to shamelessly plug that right quick. Y'all go check those out. Leave a like the video. I heard you get one extra pepperoni on your slice of pizza if you like the video, especially if you like it in the first 10 minutes. I heard that. I heard y'all got to do the experimentation. Okay, I don't like my own videos. You got to let me know how it goes. If you don't eat pizza, then you get an extra seed in your strawberry. It just pops in.
Well, and truly, like I view karma like that, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't invest in the monetary for hoarding purposes for myself.
Yeah.
I view what I the true currency to me is karma, that if I put out good karma, if I, you know, support other artists and other content creators, and I organize and I make stuff happen, like that's when I'm in a situation where I'm requiring something, I can take out withdrawal on the deposit I made. That's basically how I view karma. Aw, that's
Missing
the we
time 420. What's happening?
Yes, so we have a cross watcher. Missing Time 420 is from Rob Khalil's channel, Typical Skeptic. I've been, yeah, mentioning that I've been networking with the ET Research and Contactee community because, frankly, this
Mm-hmm.
is how we get cross community connections going, because everyone's kind of focused on their algorithms, and this
Yeah.
is a lived example of the results of that investment. Again, I literally like I put in time into that community, Missing Time 420, and I've given, my time and attention. Those are the true currencies,
Yeah.
into that community, because they've invested in me, and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. We have that, and now they're interested in learning about other people in the natural law community like you, and like this is how we network, this
I
is how
I
we
I
spread the
know
message.
somebody. I know somebody. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's relevant. That has two unexplainable situations in the context of the ET phenomenon. First of which, they're in the car with their father, and their father does not lie about this story. They're in the car with their father, and it's nighttime, and they're in the far north, far west part of the continental United States. Not Alaska, but up there, Washington, Oregon, all of that. In the mountainous areas, driving, and they come up on what's sometimes called a skinwalker, where at night they'll take off their costume, and they're human looking, but they're a lot longer. Their limbs are a lot longer, not extremely, but probably about 9.5 feet tall or so, and long arms to compensate with that. And they walk on all fours and whatnot. So she rolled up on one of those. When they got close enough to see a face, the head turned, and she said the head like went down and around and looked at it, not just straight like we would, like just turn, but like a weird weird little
Yeah.
movement with the neck. And they kept driving, and nothing happened. Her second encounter. I didn't even mean to say her. I meant to say their, to keep everything super duper secret. Their second encounter. Okay, this may or may not be a female. Um, uh, I think her sister and a couple friends watching TV. All of them have their phones. One of them has their phone plugged in, and they're like hanging out, watching TV, having conversations. Missing time, so I wouldn't stop and ask for directions. Um, they're watching TV. All of their phones start to die real fast. They're like talking to each other, trying to figure out why 76, 74, 72, 68. right? And it's just battery just draining. And then
Mm.
somebody's like, bro, mine's plugged in and it's doing the same thing. TV cuts off. When their phones die all the way, they wake up and it's nighttime. And it was the middle of the day. So all I'm going to say
Yeah.
is I don't know the facts over there, but this person is not making this shit up. This person has no reason, nothing to gain,
Right?
no, not even ego boost to gain from lying to me on this story. Okay, on these stories. There's just no and why would her dad, right, twice her age, lie? Not twice her age. That's the math thing, mathing. But why would her dad lie? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Yeah,
just
and
nothing untrue there. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and I'm at a point where it's like I've been sort of ridiculed for even entertaining the possibility, and it's like at this point, even when your mommy daddy government is engaging in congressional hearings on their version of ET disclosure, obviously there's an agenda with that, one of maintaining control, obviously, but
Hmm.
nevertheless, they are recognizing at the very least that there is life outside of what we think we observe as life, and you are I consider it insane to think there are no ETs actually.
Yeah,
Like,
like that's the crazy one. Yeah.
yeah, like there's just been so many contactee stories from disparate communities, different, languages and cultures saying
Yep.
similar things. And it's
Different
like
times.
different ancient, artifacts found across civilizations. And it's like there's been, mythologies and stories and all this stuff. And it's like at this point, it's like insane to think that there isn't. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not promoting any narrative other than if we're to have actual disclosure not mediated through government, if one is in contact with extraterrestrials in some capacity, share that with other people,
Yeah.
and you know
And put your
make
face on it.
make a friend. Yeah, make a friend. Like, and some of those that are in the ET community would say, well, we're kind of sick of like helping humanity because they keep allowing dark entities to enter into the realm. And it's like we're helping with the spiritual war, but it's like we don't want to babysit 8 billion babies. And so they're not here to save us. And they're waiting for us to take responsibility for our own lives.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. We still have to teach humanity morality. Humanity collectively right now and for millennia has been immoral. Like,
Yeah. And it's and on that point, if I can make a point real quick, what makes us immoral is not our ignorance, is not our nescience, which means ignorance by way of the information wasn't available to you. What makes us immoral is our conscious participation and acquiescence in silence. That's what makes us immoral, right? If we know that there's no reason for my peers to have a divine right to rule over me, and at the same time of knowing these facts, enabling my peers to rule over me and to enforce their rules with violence, poison, and or my death, my untimely death, right? They will kill me. And I just enable that and I just blindly say yes to that at all corners. Then I become my own enslaver. Alan Watts often said, "My karma is my doing is my karma." Right? Alan Watts, great philosopher from the 60s and 70s, I think. Um, I've probably listened to over 100 hours of Alan Watts content. But he used to say, karma means my doing. Because if we can perceive time correctly, right, one of the things that hinders us from real truth and freedom is our perception of time or our conditioning around our perception of time. we intuitively can see that we perceive time moving from now backwards. Even if we're imagining the future, that moves from now to our memory of the thought form of the future, right? Of the thought form of the potential. That happens, and we interpret that in our memory. So that's still moving from now backwards, like the wake of a ship, right? The wake of a ship creates the waves. One wave, they're pushing opposite each other. One wave is the past, one wave is the future. They're all going back from the ship. The ship is leaving them because the ship is the now. The change that we can make will only be available to happen in the now. The conditioning only happens in the now. The trauma only happens in the now. So our ability to go from obedient enablers of our own enslavement to reclaiming authorship over our own story only is available in the right now. And if we change right now, then right now we are no longer a part of the problem. Now, if we change right now and then regress as soon as we have a couple drinks on Saturday, then that's a different issue. But change is available to us now, and our immoral state is the current state right now. But our ability to change that also exists right now, and it's not as complicated as like, well, the past is dictating that I make these actions now. It's like, no, your interpretations are dictating that you make these actions now. The past does not show up, hold a gun to your head, and say, take these actions, make these decisions. The past does not control the present. We're conditioned to see it that way, so it's not 1,000, 100,000% our fault that we act in certain ways. But as soon as we are exposed to the knowledge that we are actually looking at the whole equation wrong, that the more present we are, the more free we are to make a new choice. Even if that choice, unfortunately, sometimes is choosing death over slavery. That is a choice that's available in the now. And if more people made that choice in the so called past, we wouldn't be here.
Yep.
We wouldn't have so much slavery because without mass obedience, you don't have mass slavery. Without obedience, you don't have slavery of any kind.
Yeah, I this is why I'm so devoted as a teacher, as a mother, because I feel like so many generations failed the next, and I don't want to pass on these poisoned worldview mindsets into the next generation. And it really takes parents like you guys, you and Tensi, other parents in the natural law community and beyond, to teach these values to the next generation, so that you know we keep fucking shit up, and it's never too late to change.
Ever, ever. Because change happens instantly. We're what we're taught is change happens over time. Change is hard and it happens over time and it's complicated and you have to balance the no, change happens the instant you decide change happened. And then you not regressing into an old habit is you choosing to commit to the change. You developing an automatic response to life's challenges that is aligned with the change that you want does take time. But the change happens instantly. As soon as you decide that you've changed, as soon as you decide no more pornography, none, I'm done. That's the moment that the change happened. That's not the same moment that you never had urges again, but it is the moment that the change happened. Meaning the change is just as easy as the addiction. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make sure we plug Mark Passio's
Oh
whatonearthishappening.com
yeah.
website because
Oh yeah.
he last year did a shadow work seminar. This coming November, he's doing Natural Law Revisited. So people definitely want to check those two seminars out, the one from last year and then the one coming up this year. But yeah, what you're saying essentially is, yeah, what I'm hearing is that you're describing shadow work, this process of, um, and you talk about this in your inner story teller framework,
Yeah.
but basically like looking at this narrative arc that you have, you know, um, sort of had a as a character, and
Yeah.
you can rewrite that character, and you don't have to have this. You can completely change the trajectory of the entire narrative. And like I've been like using this like analogy more and more because it's so succinct, and like I thank you for bringing it to everyone's attention because it's just a really like simple way of explaining really just like difficult, complex subject areas, especially when we talk about the subconscious, when we talk about, inner child healing, when we talk about shadow work, all these sort of synonymous terms.
Absolutely. And oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Wanted to share this since you brought it up and I don't share it enough. Um, this is innerstoryteller.card with an extra r.co. You can find it on my link tree that you can see in my picture, but this is where you get, where you secure your copy of my newest book, The Inner Storyteller. And yeah, I absolutely do um, talk about our need to reclaim authorship over our own lives in that book, as well as explain how we got here and and what here is. Because if you don't understand the playing field, if you don't know the rules of chess, and you arrive at the board, and your opponent does know the rules, and there's a referee, you know, you don't then you're in trouble. So in the book, I talk about what this place is, what this 3D realm is, how it works to a certain degree. I point out the fact that our inner experience is 100% in story form, no matter what we're thinking about or feeling about. It's in story form. That's how it works. That's not a bad thing. That doesn't make it trivial. That doesn't make us dumb. That's just what it is. Our inner experience is in story form, and I explain how that works. You know, with some imagery and things. And then yeah, and then I go into some basic principles and yada yada yada, bing bang. Uh, you know. But I wanted to shameless plug on my book real quick because you brought it up.
And you know what? I don't think it's shameless. You are podcasting every day. I can barely keep up, which is amazing. We need fighters like you on the ground, podcasting every day. Not all of us have that ability, whether it's through our, work situations or what have you, life situations. And so the fact that you, have a beautiful family and you sponsor each other when you both need things, to happen and stuff, so that, you're in the front lines, you're boots on the ground, you're doing the work. Like we need more people like you, like me, like that are actually like trying to put the message out there. And how do we activate people? I'm
Yeah,
finding that that's, I'm hoping like through music, through humor, with stand-up comedians, through entertainment, we can kind of like basically take a strategy off their playbook and just sort of, try a different, frequency of, yeah,
yeah,
just using media to entertain in a different way.
yeah.
Edutainment. What are your thoughts?
Right, right. Yes, yes. And that connects to what you were talking about earlier of natural law infiltrating communities that have the through line of distrust of government, distrust of medical, distrust of military, blah blah blah. Um, just the general sense something is extremely wrong here. So one of these things does not belong, and it's probably the government. Um, and you're on point. You're on point 100%. It is now my focus for the greater of my work, post my projects getting real funding, is the kids, right? I do the podcast as a means of being able to express what I'm exploring, what I'm reading, what I'm exposing myself to, and just kind of getting in the habit of speaking through the lens of the inner storyteller as much as possible into the camera to get the story out that contextualizes natural law and principles and right action to people. But the kids is my plan. In fact, can I just show you something real fast?
Yeah, of
I'm gonna bring
course.
the camera. I'm gonna turn the light. I'm gonna show you. So let me get closer.
Oh yeah, your map. I love it. Your concept
Yeah.
map.
So we got arts and electives, teaching path, elementary, middle, high school, beyond school. And this is all for the inner storytelling.
Yes, and people need to fund people like you. So if people want to join soundpath.org/donate, I can share with any investor, serious investor, Soul's pitch as well as other people's pitches, because there are people that have um, they have the concept. They've shown themselves through their right actions in the past that they have a track record of excellence and of doing what they say they're going to do. And we have a funding problem in the freedom community, in the natural law community. And, I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, like for me to, sort of fund the activities at the scale that I want to do them. Um, I basically have to come up with business plans to sustain it myself, because I can't be in this position where I'm constantly in a sort of um, situation of scarcity, begging investors and donors every year or every podcast. Like, I think we need to move beyond that. I think we need to find income streams as a community, for those that have the means, and then if you do have the means to give back into that community.
Right.
That's just how it works, or how it should work. I think for those that have the means, they should consider, yeah, sharing it with people that um, have everything it takes to get the job done. And maybe you've spent a lot of time building your business and you don't have the bandwidth to podcast every day. Soul does. So that takes time and attention and energy out of Soul. So we need to fund people like Soul if you're busy doing your business stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have to come together and support each other, and we have to listen when people say like, "Hey, I got this thing." Like, you don't have to necessarily go to Walmart. You can, it's your choice, but you don't have to. You come over here. It's only $3 more because I gotta pay the shipping cost, and they don't, or whatever, right? Whatever, whatever. But I'm just saying, we have to support each other in the everyday sense, and absolutely there are too many. Too, there are over 900 billionaires in the United States alone. In the United States alone. Okay? And I don't think one of them, not a one, got to a billion without some dirty deals. I just don't think it happens. I don't think you can sell enough toothpaste to make a billion to have $1 billion be your net worth, right? I just don't. But that's just me. I think it costs too much to make that much toothpaste in certain things. I don't think you can sell your way to $1 billion. I think you have to do very questionable things on your way there. And
Yeah.
yeah, and a billion is just unnecessary. Once you have, what is it? It's like the way that the banking system works and how it breaks down with certain large numbers. Once you have like $100 million in the bank, let's say you got $100 million in the bank, just from the interest, because the banks take 90% or whatever, and they can loan it out for mortgages and do whatever. Just from you having your money in there, they're going to pay you interest. 4% interest of $100 million is $4 million a year. So you get $4 million every year, not creating anything, not risking anything, spending $4 million every year. You get it right back. All I'm saying is $1 billion is unnecessary. It's just not even necessary. Sorry.
Yeah, no, nothing to apologize for. I totally agree, and I have socialized with people of a certain income class, and I think some of them show some signs of capacity for change. Generally not, but there are a handful that I have met that have donated to SoundPath, have donated to other people's projects. So
Nice.
there are, maybe not at the billionaire level, but like there are people that are of a certain income class that may not necessarily have gotten those from ill-gotten gains, but if they have, maybe they're feeling guilty about it. Maybe they want to give back to community. Maybe they're so busy running their moral business that they don't have time to podcast the way that others
Yeah.
do. And so, whatever the case may be, there are a handful of you know people that I've met that do want to give back, and that is encouraging. And you know if I am to, go back to a certain, income class, let's say, I would certainly, want to do the same. I would want to fund um, SoundPath artists and musicians and content creators like you guys, and I say you guys because today your wife Tensi did a podcast interview at Sovereignty Ranch with
Yes.
with
Yes,
Molly,
indeed.
and if you could talk about that, because I just think it's so. You guys are a true like spiritual power couple, and like we need more
Oh, thank you.
families like you. Like it's
Yes.
amazing. It's not just um, you doing the work, your whole family's involved, and you're obviously teaching, objectively moral principles to your daughter. Like it's just beautiful to see. We need more lived examples of like a functioning, like healthy, caring family unit. This is the
Absolutely.
absolute like foundation of rebellion is the family unit.
The absolute foundation of authenticity.
Yes.
Because, you know, if you don't need to rebel, you still got family.
True.
But no, yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you. Thank you. Means a lot because we obviously really appreciate your friendship as well. If y'all don't know, Jerry, real friends here, real friends.
Mm.
So anyway, what did you said something right before the family comment. Um,
Just basically that,
we need to say
yeah, like,
something.
yeah, that you guys need to get funded because your whole family is involved in this. Like you're living
Yeah,
natural law examples of
I
how
forget.
to spread the word. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'm trying to think of whatever I was trying to say, but
You guys went to
um,
Sovereignty Ranch. Tensi had the interview.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Molly Englehart
Englehart. Yeah.
is an Englehart. Okay, she's just great. And yeah, we went over there for partial volunteer day. I filled up about 110 things of sauce for some meals. Right now, Molly is feeding the community because a lot of people in Bandera, Texas, got super flooded and don't have food. So
Wow.
she made
Mm.
250 meals today that went out. She made another 250 like 3 days ago that
Oh
she was
my
telling us
gosh.
about. Um,
Beautiful.
produce. Yeah, she's great. So we went over there. We helped volunteer. Tensi got to record the podcast without spoiling anything. They basically, they went over some of the material in Molly's book. They talked about some popular topics such as climate and war and certain things. Y'all definitely need to check out the Ufulu Child page. We're live on there right now, so check out that. But yeah, uh, once that video is uploaded, Jerry will definitely get it. So Jerry will share it out as well as she always does. And it was amazing. Going to Sovereignty Ranch is definitely something that everybody should do at least once before they die.
Yeah, it's a beautiful site. We were there at Confluence this past April, which I still need to video edit that. Like, I need a video editor. This is a
Yeah,
real job. It's
you
a
need
real
3 video
job.
editors.
I need multiple video editors. So if anyone's listening to this and wants to help me video edit, I will thank you. And I remember who helps me, and so I will pay it forward. And yeah, so shout out to Marilyn Teichman for who did the Cult of All Evil music video for Soundpath with Diesel Automatic and Joe Murray. He's a
Boom.
great video editor. Anyway, so yeah, like we need teams of people, and I think it's great that you and Tensi are building local community in the Texas area. And I think it's also great that, yeah, we have, people like you that are more front facing, and we need people, on the back end, video editors. We need, graphic designers for flyers. I mean, I sometimes use AI and sometimes I use Canva, and I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding using AI and
Yeah,
stuff. And
nah.
so,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. And but what I will say is this, regardless of what one's thought is on AI, I know I'm traveling through many
No, that's
subjects,
all
but
right.
I don't even
Tangent.
care.
Tangent
Whatever.
on.
I'm going with the theme of random deep conversations, okay? So I'm just going to
Exactly.
talk about AI right now. So yeah, so regardless of what one thinks of AI and its use, ultimately, we're going to get to a point where it's not going to be energetically sustainable for humanity to use it. Unless we start with free energy, they need to release the free energy knowledge. Tesla, we've known this. There have been some ET contacts that I've made that say that they've given schematics of free energy devices to humanity's leadership, and they're just sitting on it. So, regardless of origin, we need free energy, and we need to. This whole like monetary system is based on a lot of it's based on the petrodollar, and it's just let's get off this shit.
The petrodollar is going to fail as was designed. The yes, yes to everything you just said. It really makes you wonder, like, why do y'all keep giving it to them? Why you keep giving it to them? Don't give it to me, but give it to somebody that's into this shit. I'm good friends with a friend of the brother who converted plastic and like plastic bottles and whatnot into car fuel. And he has his whole channel. He's driving around with his fuel
Wow,
from recycled materials that he converts plastic into fuel. It's insane.
it
Now
makes
that's
sense.
still fossil fuel, right? That's not free energy from the atmosphere and the air. But people like that need the schematics. Give the schematics to the schemating. You know, come on now. Stop.
Schematicians.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
zeroing in on, okay, well, this is the person or entity organization that has the most potential to distribute it in the best way. Like, no, like give it to the person that has the best mind to get the project going ethically, right? Don't evaluate on who has the most resources because that's going to keep you going to the wrong people. Corey,
Hey,
yo, Corey has
Corey.
entered the chat.
I want to give a shout out to Corey and Cynthia for natural freedomsummit.com. So if people want to check out that conference, it's going to be an online only conference next year. Obviously, I want to involve any SoundPath artists and musicians in that.
Oh, let me play
And
my rap song. I made a
okay,
I made
yeah, tell Corey
a
and Cynthia.
he knows. He got it. I'm getting ready to go to our our Telegram chat to find the freaking audio file. But
Oh,
I made a little rap for Freedom Natural Freedom Summit. Where the
oh,
hell?
I think I heard it.
You heard it?
I think so. It's good.
Yeah. Boom. Okay. Can I?
I also, while you're looking that up, I want to plug
Mhm.
that on July 27th, Derek Bros is going to be at bigfootflorida.com. That's Corey and Ryan's community food forest here in Florida. Derek Bros is going to be there. So you can check out the food forest, help us out, check out Derek Bros. Okay, let's hear your music.
Yeah. So Natural Freedom Summit. You can hear it.
No, I can't hear it. I think
It's
if you
not playing
go
the
to
sounds.
share, yeah, if you go to if you download it as a video file and then you share the video
Okay.
file, then the sound works on StreamYard. That's what I find to be the most effective rather than streaming.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'll
Cool.
keep talking while you do that. But yeah, so I think, the more I love what Corey's doing with Bigfoot Florida and with the Natural Freedom Summit. And, I love what Derek Bros is doing with the activation tour. All right, go ahead.
My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know it would start playing automatically. I
It
thought
was,
I could just add it and
yeah,
wait.
yeah, it sounds great. Do it. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, y'all.
Yo, it's a worldwide web, a network of potential, a chance to spread truth. The energy's monumental. We setting up for the next act. Align your head with your spine, boy. Let your neck crack. Lift your voice, join us for the collaboration to lessen the aggravation, the malice, the agitation, and balance the allocation of distribution of facts, opinions, and information. Do you care about freedom and truth? Do you work to leave the world a better place for the youth? Are you committed to the mission, the great work? Or do you wait for permission from the state first? It's Natural Freedom Summit, a home for you and yours, a bunch of freedom seekers that's looking to end the wars, the return of the abolitionists to the floor, sharing an honest message you just can't ignore. People need to see your courage. Show them what you working with. Natural freedom on the rise. Living what we learning in this world of fake friends, fake news, and fake love. We cordially invite you. Wonder what you'll make of. It's natural freedom. It's natural freedom. It's
Ah.
natural freedom. Wonder
What you'll make of this natural freedom. I wonder.
So you're amazing, dude. I seriously, truly, we're for those that are just tuning in now, we were talking about how musicians, I find, are the highest form of rhetoric. They're rhetoricians. They're the best. You have to incorporate tone, rhythm, timing, like all these elements, mood, expression, lyrics, wordplay, like all these elements. And yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I do hope that y'all, check out the Natural Freedom Summit. Go to naturalfreedomsummit.com and click the things and enter the informations and read. Last thing I want to say on topic of the deep conversations that we was having before we close this out is that I don't have the answers. Okay. Jerry does not have the answers. Corey does not have the answers. The truth is, we do, right? I don't have the answers. We do. And when we recognize the depth of such a statement, then we can write a new story. And the question that on this channel we always return to is, what story are you willing to live? So first of all, I want to thank Geraldine, for coming back to the show. Um, you're always welcome back. We got to do an official show with like a script and everything at some point in the future. I'll get on your calendar. I know how that works now.
This literally, like, I had a scheduled call with Tensi, and then now we just, yeah.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
was just
that was
like, oh, I'm
funny.
going live, so here we are. And then I clicked the live button. She was like, wait, wait, wait. Okay, here we are. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry.
I'm glad we did this.
But thank you so very much for coming back to the show. Y'all make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channels, share out. You got to share all the random deep conversations that you see and that you like to participate in. Tell us in the comments what story you're willing to live. Jerry, tell them where they can find you, and we will close this out.
Yeah, so I run soundpath.org if people want to check out that Truth and Freedom Music Festival that we did last year in the Philadelphia area, in person as well as online. So it was a sort of hybrid Truth and Freedom Music Festival. And then I have a podcast that's sporadic in posting as is today at godislovetruthfreedom.com. And I want to quickly plug again, mentioning Derek Bros, who's going to be at BigfootFlorida.com on July 27th. He was the inspiration with his activation tour for 2027 Soundpath. 2027 Soundpath is going on tour. I want us to go from New Hampshire to Florida, and why don't we include a stop in Texas? You guys are building a local community, with you know people that you're
Yeah,
becoming
venues.
aware of. Yeah,
Hmm.
like you're
Artists.
already connected with Molly at Sovereignty Ranch. You already know
Boom.
her. Tensi's got her mom network. I mean, you guys are already like kind of doing the work essentially, and we would love to have Texas be part of a stop for the Freedom tour that we're doing next 2027. So
The Sound Path tour.
the Soundpath tour, yes,
Yeah.
because I love what Derek's doing with his activation tour of just like inspiring through living example what it looks like to bring a voluntarist, anarchist community together. We don't need government's permission to gather, to exchange ideas, to share music and local vendors, and maybe even hackathons and homeschooling family day camps or
Yeah.
whatever. All kinds
So
of
once
cool
again,
things.
my bad. So once again, that's bigfootflorida.com for that. Find Jerry at soundpath.org. godislovetruthfreedom.com. Find me at linktree/Ufulu Child. And find me tomorrow in the next episode of The Inner Storyteller. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Bye.